Good afternoon. Reginald here. As you know, I like to play a lot of Mr. Fantastic, and I think that one of the interesting things about him is that he can work in a lot of very unusual compositions, including compositions with low amounts of healing. This game will see us playing with a Mantis and an Adam Warlock before his latest set of buffs. If you don't know what his buffs are, they are an increase to his cooldown timers based on his headshot capacity. So if he gets headshots, he gets 1 second off his cooldowns, meaning that highly accurate Adam Warlocks can heal more. Prior to this, he was considered somewhat weak as a second healer, although I've always enjoyed playing with one since he boosts the overall team DPS quite a bit, especially alongside a Mantis. I want to talk through this game a little bit from my perspective and talk about the things that I'm attempting to do in this game. This was a win, since everyone in this lobby is basically an Eternity player and a Celestial player to the best of my ability to check, considering how many people are hiding their profiles. This was about a week ago that I played this game, maybe 2. But it should still be entirely relevant to Season 2's general performance at higher elo, so just keep that in mind. Okay, now you can see I'm maintaining generally high elasticity by cycling my cooldowns, keeping that around 50 or above, and I'm going to want to keep that high so that I can go big on my first engagement. I'm going to give Adam Warlock a little shielding since he's a little low there, give Emma some as well. And I'm going to try and maintain my distance because they have an Emma. I don't want to feed her charge. We get a surprise Wolverine pull on our Thor, which it means I'm going to try and move in to assist him, but I'm going to need to try and get around this corner before I can do anything. I'm going to go big and try to take the position that he was holding so that I can provide him with an opportunity to escape. I didn't know exactly how much damage he's going to end up taking, so I wanted to move into his position. But I notice I'm now going to be the focus as I see Emma die, so I'm trying to back up around this corner and remove some of the damage outcomes I'm going to get. Now, you can see me actually canceling big mode because I'm starting to take a lot of damage. I'm going to hit shift. I'm going to walk out. I'm going to try and deliver that damage into Mr. Fantastic to scare him off. If he decides to pursue continuing big mode in this state, that's dangerous for him if our team has DPS, which we did not at this juncture. We're backing up on Soul Bond, which I think is a mistake. But, you know, that's what you have to do sometimes. I'm going to corner the damage until I can get in there. And we're just taking a ton of damage. Now we're pushing. We've got 2 picks, and we're going forwards.
That was simple. Quite the collaboration. Not so fast, friend.
I decide that I can probably go for them if I try. I get frozen, I get healed, and I'm diving into the supports. I tried to grab the other one, but it targeted the Luna, so that's a bit of a bummer because I think I could have gotten a pick on that invis. I'm now going to try and use my shielding and back towards my healing. I see that he's stunned. I want to explain why I targeted Mr. Fantastic here. Mr. Fantastic being low and getting stunned is a great opportunity for me to try and actually get the kill on him. I see that he slams, unfortunately. We see that an ult goes off and successfully. So if I had gotten that Invisible Woman pick earlier, that would have gone better. You can see Moon Knight here is ulting super fast. Moon Knight tends to build his ult very quickly when the enemy plays close together because of his ability to bounce shots. Their Fantastic is bouncing, and I call burn him. I call burn him right away because I understand that a Mr. Fantastic solo ulting in that position can be eliminated quickly. I know Mr. Fantastic's kit very well since I practically wrote the book on it.
Better put this to good use.
This Ankh is radiating supernatural energy.
Moon Knight's totem.
Now here I am pushing Payload. My objective is to win the game. I am not a ranged character, although I have 15-meter range. It's not terrible. I am going to provide some shielding to Moon Knight because I see him take some damage. I want him to survive whatever happens next. And I'm just going to provide some additional walking. No one's pushing up to us, so I'm going to just sort of maneuver around looking for an opportunity to apply pressure. Here I'm double E-ing my Emma to give her extra safety. And we've got another pick from both the Mantis and the Moon Knight. And that's going to happen if the enemy isn't going to come close, right? I can try to play an off angle, but I may not be able to do much, so... I missed the punch cancel. I didn't wait quite long enough, but we pull him off anyway. And this is where, once again, Adam Warlock, always fun to have on your team if he's a good shot, because there you can see he does a lot of extra damage. We chase down that Moon Knight and kill him. Here again, I'm just looking to walk this Payload as quick as I can. That was actually a misclick. I hit my mouse on the table a little bit, and it's a little sensitive. I get launched up. I try to provide shielding to the nearest healer I can see.
Moon haunts you.
I want to eat this damage and reapply it. Now, I miss, unfortunately, but we're going to get this Moon Knight here since he is in a position that is not good for him with me being able to maneuver into him. Moon Knight is easy fodder for Mr. Fantastic. Adam Warlock is calling that he needs help, so I rush back to try and provide him with assistance. I again try to give him an E. I'm unfortunately unable to get him the safety he's looking for. This guy, I know where he's going. He'll probably get the pack, and I can't stop him because he's faster than me. I have some issues with swinging at him here, and then I just am going to chase him down.
I'm afraid.
There we go. Now, that's a big stagger for us. We have no deaths at this time, except I think the Adam Warlock died like 1 time. I have died 0 times.
Healing power.
I guess we got a couple deaths on the team, but for the most part, we've been pretty successful in pushing. I've died 0 times. I discover I can punch the drum.
You can count on us, Spider.
Very satisfying.
This Ankh is radiating.
I'm going to give Emma some shielding to help maintain. I'm going to check our backline for that Black Panther I saw before. That's what I'm doing there.
Feeling fantastic.
Now, this is unfortunate. We don't have a support ultimate that can deal with that, and we didn't all turn around to manage that. Now, my thinking here was I'm going to beat up this shift shield. But unfortunately, there was no one to follow up on that and help me burn him down, because it's only 300 HP. If you have a team around that can help you burn it down, it's actually fairly effective. I'm getting boosted like crazy, and I know it, so I'm trying to go in, find something to punch, but I'm not seeing anything. So I'm going to give Adam a little preemptive shielding, because I know there's got to be a Black Panther hungering. I saw that attack, and I thought, okay, let's apply. Let's get my elasticity up as well.
Tremble before fast.
I see that we're losing this fight, and I decide to dive in on their supports to try and even things out. I force out a support out and kill a support. And we have their fantastic, or we kill their Moon Knight. So while I don't think we're even up, this is actually pretty reasonable for us right now. We get a big ult from Thing.
Double the fun.
There are some registration issues with Mr. Fantastic that don't always show up in these replays, so that's some of what's going on.
Does this make me an agent of shield?
Damage resistance increased. That almost.
I was trying to catch it there. I was hoping I could catch it. Now we get a nice revive. This is a very clutch play from Adam. We get 2 people back up, bring us back in. You can see I'm just casting my view around a lot because I can do that. I'm gonna chase her down. Get her off. Boom. I get the double grab. And I'm just looking to zone out this Luna so she can't heal anyone who's on the point, right? And I pull that off. Even if I don't kill her, it's fine because they have no healing now because I'm on their team and I'm just a bully, right? So that was our push. Pretty smooth, a pretty big team diff feeling kind of game, right?
Top-notch team to win this 4.
I like to kind of practice these and do more of them so I can get a little better at talking it through live. I may pause if there's some things that really stick out that need to be grabbed. You can see that Black Panther, and I'm just trying to go after him now because what I want to do is make sure he doesn't come back for my healers. I'm not really sure why that missed. I'm not sure. I missed it, but whatever. He's very low now, so if he's going to do something, that's, you know, he gets a heal from somewhere. I can't tell if that's a... What healer did they have? Adam also they decided to run, so it looks like they're running res comp. So that's a big heal from Adam. Adam can be tough. You can expend his resources, but he does have really good burst healing.
Find a way to bring you back.
I'm going to try and defend my Emma on the way out here. I have nothing to use. That's why I'm looking at the ground. I'm trying to use my E. All right, so here's what's going on here. I'm pushing over here on purpose. Why am I doing that? I want to show you what's going on. This is, I think, one of my only deaths this game. I think I died maybe twice, so that was my first death in the entire game. And I want to show you why I pushed like that. Let's look at my team. I know we're losing this fight. We've already lost 1 tank, and we're losing another actively. They're backing up. Okay, I get slept here. I know it's going to be really hard for me to retreat in front of all of this. This is going to be so hard to retreat in front of, right? But my healers are back here. I don't know what... I know Emma's alive and she's retreating. But if this blob of people gets into this lane, she's probably going to die. Right? That just seems like the obvious outcome. So what I actually do here is a sacrificial play to allow my 3 players to back out. So I'm trading my life for my 3 players here. And then I assume I actually thought Moon Knight was like up here or something like that in my head. That's where he was. So you can see I'm pushing in. Moon Knight ults the payload. Now I'm hoping I could maybe stall this, but I'm guessing that I'm going to die. But look what happens. Look who looks at me. The entire team turns to look at me and Moon Knight. And our team is our supports, who are our most critical resource, and our tank managed to escape. Notice, right? I attract full attention. Yes, I die. I probably could have, if I had tried to run this way, I think the whole team would have walked around this corner and just gunned us down, right? They would have just W keyed us, right? So instead, my 2 healers are alive. They're feeling like they can potentially contest. Thing gets back faster than almost anybody else, although I think he switched to Thor, because as tanks go. And we get a Moon Knight ult on the point, which divides the supports from their team. And now look at the advantage my team has. This could have gone differently, right? This wasn't necessarily an organic result that I predicted, but my assumption was I could buy them time to retreat. But instead, thanks to Moon Knight ult, we actually have an opportunity for my team to hold against them for a second, slow things down, and potentially get reinforcements. So we have a soul bond out on the field. We have a soul bond here out on the field. They're running a triple support comp. And you can see my team is not dead. We're still able to stay on, like, they're moving, but my team isn't dead. That was why I did that. That was the reason for that play, was to give them space to reconvene. And hopefully time for this guy to get back. Now, it didn't work out ideally, but that was the thought process. I think there's possibly a better play there, but I was in a pretty bad position when I got slept and stuck, right? So making that choice to try and sacrifice myself was not unreasonable, is all I'm saying. Okay. Now our Moon Knight, I just want to call this out. Our Moon Knight was playing a crazy good game, okay? I can't, this player has got 18 final blows, has already 4,000 more damage than me. Has died more than me, but hasn't been taking tons of damage, right? So, I mean, obviously, you know, you're playing a character that's squishier, you're going to probably become the target, right? Moon Knight's kind of easy to dive, you're going to want to target him. Let's see if everybody manages to live. She lives. She lives. Look at that. So here they've ulted and they're making progress and they're pushing, but we actually still have 4 players alive. I'm walking back and our Thor is getting back right now. Our Thor is going to jump in, take aggro. Let's see how this source plays out. He dives across, gets a health pack. He goes around back lines. This is always interesting. This kind of thing, when this happens, is very interesting. So you have, our team is now kind of discombobulated, right? The thing they should be doing is looking for an opportunity to pick someone off. So like this Mantis is the obvious target, but look where the rest of the team goes. They go after the Thor and the Moon Knight in the back. And so Magneto ends up solo into this solo Mantis. Gets slept. Now our team is pulling back out. So again, we see that Thor and that Moon Knight go back, and the whole team turns around to deal with it instead of continuing to press into our supports. Now, I understand you want to make sure your supports are getting peeled, but they have an ult on the table, right? They're not going to die. And so now our team is they're sort of milling around. Our team pushes in. Their Mantis ults. I'm not sure why their Mantis is ulting here. There's no value proposition here. No one is wounded. What is she doing? Maybe Magneto? Maybe she's trying to save Magneto?
Defeatable!
We get a counter out from our Mantis. Now we're even up. And we're just fighting. Everybody's just fighting at this point because all we're trying to do is rebuild ults, since there's 2 ults on the field. As they expire, things are getting more dangerous. I pop Beacon back there. And now Rocket is out of position because we pushed through them. Okay. Let's go back to my view.
I have found more lost souls. The soul cannot.
I'm improved.
Gonna give Mantis some shielding. One of the funny things about Fantastics is how slow he attacks, so you really have to pay attention to that, and that's why I didn't get to punch Mantis even once.
Some assistance, please.
Get that vehicle moving again.
And now all I'm doing is just loitering. I'm just making sure I'm not making mistakes right now. We don't need to overgress. I'm gonna go big and just create some forward pressure. Realize I don't need it because I thought they were going to push into us. I wanted to counter that. I'm just going to wait here. I'm going to give that Adam some extra shielding.
I am wounded. Who will help?
Leave them to come.
I need a little bit of healing here to aggress, so I'm trying to either get big mode or something. To get soul bond, I think I'm going to press forwards. I swing into big mode. I know I can pop Magneto like that. I see legendary. I want to help out my team and make sure they don't die, so I'm providing some shielding so they can get away. I have my shift when I'm in small form, so I figure I'm okay. I'm just checking to see if anybody's hiding in that room. That's why I went there.
That vehicle moving again.
I'm just trying to contest angles here. Trying to make sure that I'm responsive. And I'm thinking about what the team might need. So I'm looking at my team right now to provide them with an opportunity to get some shielding since... And I get the free pop into... the shift pop into the Mantis. This is just me fishing for some distraction. I go big mode here, and I'm just wanting to fish attention. That's all I'm trying to do.
A futile attempt.
I see that the enemy team is in a position where I can attack them.
Second chances.
I'm gonna try and chase down this Moon Knight. I get the Moon Knight kill, and I get stuck behind enemy lines. Not great for me.
Let me return.
I shift preemptively. I didn't need that, but I felt like I was about to get bamboozled. I missed one of my swings. Again, I had a weird game with hit regs this time, so I'm not sure what's up with that. But now I'm stalling point. Because I'm actually not sure what happened since I was kind of behind enemy lines there. Now, what I'm trying to do there is I was thinking I'm going to flank, and then I decided to go back to front point because I saw my team coming back.
We have a winner. Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Interesting story. Because of that sleep, there's nothing for me to attack, by the way.
Shortcut, Steven.
Hang on, we gotta go back to this real quick. Okay, so I think this is a misplay on my part, right? I should have chased that Thor and got back in the back line. Let's look at why I made this decision. So I've got my shift, I use it here. I go to my Thor, I see that I'm getting healed, which means my healers are back, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm Mr. Fantastic. We need a front line right now. We need to stop this payload. People should be coming back. So I'm going to walk back out. I'm not going to play around this cover. I'm going to use an E instead because I'm trying to get elasticity. But that's the wrong decision because I don't have my shift, okay? And I realize that's the wrong decision. And also they have full auto. And so I'm like, oh, this is really bad. I've made an error. I'm going to die here. But instead, I get slept. And here's what's funny about getting slept here.
Keep fighting until we have a...
If you look at my shift, which is my funny Pop-Tart mode, I'm stalling payload even though I'm asleep. Our Mantis dies. The sleep duration, because I don't get attacked during it, resets my shift. I'm now allowed to play aggressively. There's really nothing for me to do here.
Quite the collaboration.
I tried to go through the portal to delay. I tried to grab Strange and somehow got the other guy. I don't think I looked high enough. I don't know. These things happen.
Shake it up.
And they're streaming through. There's no attempt to group at all. So they didn't even wait for one other person. And so, of course, they're not going to win this one.
Final score, 0-2-3.
Now, Moon Knight was the one who did most of the damage and killing this game. You might say, oh, but I saw a lot of final blows on some of the other characters. And yes, our tanks did. We all, the sort of, Mr. Fantastic sometimes puts out about the same work as a tank. It just depends on what the enemy is running and what position you play in. But the thing about Mr. Fantastic that's kind of always on the table is like, it's not about your final blows. If you look, I have 31 and 1 with 10 assists. And about similar damage to the rest of the team, to the rest of the tank players, right? Even though they have a lot of final blows. It's about being a useful assisting player. Assists are okay. If you're just present and assisting and ensuring that you're syncing those kills and distributing your damage around, that's great. I didn't die, which means I was able to put my presence on the table often when it needed to be there to prevent that payload from moving or to assist that payload in moving in earlier sections of the game. My one death here means I contributed nothing really to the enemy's successful, like, feeling of overwhelming forward motion. Their most effective player did less than our tanks, so this was kind of a team diff in general. But it wasn't for nothing that it was a team diff. We had a very effective Moon Knight on the table. I was able to just be there as a source of constant noise and pressure, taking damage away from other players, and allowing those players to be facilitated. So this is an example case of a game where Mr. Fantastic is sort of filling an extra, an off-tank role. Just, I'm not really the damage, I'm really just assisting, providing support, making sure that my team is facilitated in achieving what they want to do, making up for little health gaps, because I'm able to provide that shielding when Emma Frost or Thor or Moon Knight or someone gets injured and needs help. Notice that their team's Black Panther swapped off because they weren't able to get a lot done. All right, well, I hope to do a few more of these. I'm going to get some practice. I was inspired to do videos like this and hopefully get better at them because I really enjoy watching Death and Gaming's content. I think he has a wonderful channel that has taught me a lot about how to play this game better and how to think about this game better. Although I think this season conflicts with both of our vision for what good gameplay looks like, and a lot of people agree on that point. We're not the only ones. So, good gameplay is about winning, not about scoreboard farming, but currently the way this game works in Season 2 is scoreboard farming is king, so I'm looking to maybe adapt to more scoreboard farming heroes as opposed to more objective-based heroes right now so that I can get wins off of that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Warm regards.
Reginald.
I would like to take a moment to express my genuine and significant gratitude to Bonehead for becoming my first Oath Taker level member. Your support really does mean a lot to me and has made it so much easier for me to continue to justify the amount of effort I pour into this channel. I'd also like to thank Miles Williams Lewis, Joseph Davison, Shackleford, and McSpan for supporting my channel through my Adept level membership. Your atypical support really means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. I'd also like to extend a thank you to the rest of my members. The support helps the channel a lot. If you would like to become a member of this channel, there is a link in the description below and a join button next to the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for visiting. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.